Ladies and gentlemen, filmmakers and moviegoers alike, welcome. Oh, I'm just kidding. To Critically Casual. I'm your host, Recuffs, and joining me as always is the amazing dorky, the amazing.
You good, bud?
And I can word. I promise.
Yeah, sure. I
Yeah.
believe you. Uh-huh.
Hi, Dev. How are you?
Hi, I'm good.
That's good. That's
How are you?
awesome.
Are you good?
I'm
You all
fine.
right?
My brain just
Uh-huh.
malfunctioned for a second. Yeah.
Yeah.
Error,
Okay.
error, error. No, I'm fine.
All right.
Mm-hmm. Totally. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, how are you?
I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right.
Good to hear. Okay. Anything I want to talk about before we start hopping into the movies?
No, I think we should be good. Let's
Oh,
just roll on into it.
all right. So we're gonna start talking about this week's movies, which I have dubbed. I have called this week "Innocent Blood Spilt."
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't get what you're referring to.
I have no idea. I also misspelled it. I'm pretty sure intentionally.
Yeah?
It was
Intentionally?
intentional. Because I felt it fit both of the movies. If it's misspelled, if it's spelled correctly, because I'm having one of those, you know,
Dyslexic moments?
yes, exactly. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be,
No.
Spilled.
No, innocent is C. Oh, are you talking about split?
Yeah.
Spilt?
Either way, doesn't matter. We're watching South Park. We watched South Park
Oh,
Bigger,
hold on.
Longer, and Uncut, as well as the Simpsons
Spilt.
movie.
Oh, that's right.
All right. Well, oh, whatever.
Wait, hold on. Split. Okay.
Mhm. What about spilled? Just kidding. What's the difference between spilt and spilled?
One's probably right, one's probably wrong, or they're both right because English sucks.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So we'll go into the Simpsons movie second, spoilers, and then wrap up. Anything else? We ready?
I think we're ready.
We're ready. Let's go. We start talking today about South Park, bigger, longer, and uncut.
Uncut. There you go.
Yeah, sorry, I had a thought halfway through. Bigger, longer, and uncut. I kind of wish I asked you beforehand to get a soundbite of Chef. I miss that character.
Released June 30th, 1999. With a budget of 21 million, it made 11 million opening weekend, 52 million U.S. gross, and 83 million worldwide.
That's money.
That's money in the bank for it. So can I be honest?
Mm-hmm.
This just kind of solidified that I'm not a South Park fan.
No, yeah, I understand completely. I was watching this movie and I was very confused for the longest time. And I was like, oh, yeah, I needed to watch a couple of episodes from '99 to remember what was going on in the South Park universe at the time. And then it all kind of made a little bit more sense. All the jokes were kind of over the top and not the best and offensive, or I could stop there.
I don't know, like,
But it was funny, so.
I did not really enjoy myself. I'm not gonna lie. Like, genuinely, I found it boring. And, like, I guess, like, I've never been a South Park person.
Mhm.
I guess that's part of it. And, I've openly talked about that. South Park wasn't me. I didn't watch it. I watched Family Guy, which, goddamn it, that's probably, like, I watched early Family Guy. I'll say that up
Mhm.
until, like, what, 2009, maybe?
Okay.
If that gives you an idea of when in Family Guy I've watched. I think I
Kind
watched
of.
every episode up until like 2009, 2010 area, and then that's when I fell off.
Let's see. Season
Uh,
7 was 2009, so that gives me
so
an
still
idea.
early.
Yeah. I mean,
Um,
and yeah, especially since it's still coming out with new episodes today, 11 years
yeah,
later.
yes. And so like that was what I was watching, and like early Family Guy I think is fun. It runs on the Simpsons issue where it's just gone on too long at this point. Cancel it, get rid of it, do something else. Um, because certain shows just can't go too long.
Hmm.
Um, so that and this is kind of one of them. And like for me, South Park has never been one that I've gotten into. I've seen a few episodes here and there. I saw the World of Warcraft one.
Make
Um,
love, not Warcraft. I've seen that one a lot.
yeah, I mean that's the first. That was my introduction to South Park, and it's a good introduction to South Park.
It is. It introduces you to what can be on the best of occasions.
Then I've seen other episodes. I'm like, this just isn't for me.
One of my so with me, South Park, I've watched a lot. Like in college, when I wasn't watching movies assigned to me, I was watching Family Guy, Futurama, um, The Cleveland Show, South Park, Yu-Gi-Oh. Like those were all on a cycle on repeat, like on Amazon or on Netflix at the time. And I watched through the whole series of South Park probably like 3 or 4 times. I kind of enjoy the show, I'll be honest. The movie definitely is a product of what the show was at the time, so it's definitely like easy, obvious to say a product of its times, 100%. Um, but there are still jokes in there that I still kind of find funny. I don't think watching this thing again, overall, it was the best movie, of course, and I can 100% see why you don't like it, or at least not enjoy yourself. Like
Yeah, I
I'll
just
give you
didn't
that
enjoy
one.
myself.
Yeah. Like I can give it to you because this movie goes from A to B to C to D to E very quickly. It doesn't really make sense and why we get to one part to the next. And then it decides, "Oh, this is our plot." Okay. Nice.
Yeah, for me, it was that like I did not enjoy the attempts at musicals and stuff like that. If that makes sense.
Temps. What do you mean? It was a full-on musical.
Yeah, but the problem is like I didn't enjoy it. Okay, it was.
How could you not like Blame Canada or Kyle's Mom's a Bitch or let's see. Let me think of another classic song.
Kyle's mom's a bitch is probably the most memorable,
Hmm. I'll give you that for sure.
but still, like for me, like I don't know, like it's just not for me. Like South Park just wasn't for me, so never got into it. So this movie just automatically like kind of loses me because it's just like it's it's just it exists, I guess. I don't know. This isn't the first time I've seen it either.
Hmm.
I've seen it before, like on Comedy Central and stuff when it was on. I was like, I might as well check it out. Didn't enjoy it then. I don't think I still enjoy it now. I think that's where I stand on it. And one of the problems too is I think the honestly the animation has gotten better for the show.
Oh yeah,
Um,
but I still understand what you're talking about. They even make a joke about it in the thing. Like,
but it
man,
doesn't fix the issue.
it doesn't. It really doesn't. It's a conversation I think we had once with Deadpool, where they're like, just because it makes fun of superhero issues, does it excuse it for doing the exact same superhero issues?
I think
Uh oh, I just fucked something up here. Hang on.
hello?
Yeah, hang on 1 second. I just fucked something up here. Holding. There we go. All right. So I ended my statement
Hey,
and
hey,
you
there we go.
replied.
I don't think they're the same arguments. I think that it is a different kind of argument to have that. Because this one, I mean, and I'm not criticizing it for the animation. I just do say that the animation has gotten better. And I think that's part of why, like, watching it now does hold it back some because you've seen what South Park has become now, and it's just better now, made at least animated.
Hmm.
So, it's better animated now. So it's just like it's definitely like ages a lot more because of it. but at the same time, I'm not like critiquing it for that. That's not a critique against it. It's just it's more of a point
Yeah.
on the movie. I don't know. It's one of those things that just it's just not for me. I don't know. It's just I don't know what else to say.
Did you have a favorite character at all? Or a favorite joke? Anything that made you giggle?
Maybe the mole, but that's about it.
Maybe the mole. Okay. So, this is something I'm going to say this, and someone's going to hate me for it. I don't know who, but someone will. We'll find out eventually. I haven't seen the musical Les Miserables,
I
and
haven't either.
I kind of feel like one of the characters very much parodies Les Mis.
Are you
So,
talking about La Resistance?
yes.
I mean, yeah, that's definitely a parody of that.
It could be a parody of anything. There's a lot of revolutions that involve the French. According to the American history books, right?
Hmm.
Wasn't there like 7?
But I don't know. For me, like, there's not a lot of characters I really liked. I don't know.
Let's
Like,
see.
honestly, like, has Kenny's voice stayed like that the entire time, or has it gotten better?
It's pretty much stayed that way, yes.
That pisses me off. I don't know why. It's just
There are moments when he takes off his thing and he talks normal, or he's in like, what was it? What's his name? I can't remember.
the
Mysterio,
question. Oh,
his his superhero personality.
it's not the question either. That's a different guy.
Yeah,
I know who you're talking about though.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yes, and they're like,
Sorry.
um, but like, there are moments where I kind of understand what he's trying to say.
Hmm.
But I mean, that bit gets old for me. I don't know why. Just,
You mean the bit of him dying in every single episode doesn't get old?
I mean, it relieves us of the fucking. And I'm like, all right, cousin, it shut the fuck up.
I mean, he's actually saying things.
I
It's
know he's
just
actually saying things because occasionally you can understand it.
yeah. It's better than Cousin It, who's just going and then they're like, yeah, I understand you.
Yeah, but they at least translate for cousin it. Kenny, I have no idea some of the time, and it just, I don't know. South Park is just not my thing, and I had a feeling this is how I was gonna feel by the time we did this.
Hmm.
I didn't realize how much I would feel this way, but it was just like after I watched it, I'm like, man, I can't wait to watch the Simpsons movie.
But though I kind of do understand that because I felt the same way. I watched South Park first, and I was like, I wasn't really missing much having not seen this in a couple years. I think it's probably been about rough estimate 6 years since I've seen this movie, and understandable. There's not really much of sustenance here. It's really just put in the background sometime, maybe.
Nah, not for me.
Not
I don't
even
know.
background.
No, I don't think it's background for me. There are other movies I'd rather have background.
Okay, I understand. In that case, do you want
I'll
your
try to fucking play it. I had to pay for it, so
true? You had to pay for it. I watched it through the
I have
YouTube.
HBO Max,
Hmm.
and I couldn't. Like, I'm like, you watched it through YouTube because I rented it.
Exactly. If you hadn't,
I
I would
know.
have not watched it through YouTube.
Which is not on HBO Max. It should be on HBO Max. You got the rest of South Park on there. Get it fucking on there. What the fuck?
Hmm.
I have HBO Max for a reason. It's for this. It's for movies.
Is all the Hulu catalog on HBO Max, or
No.
is it? I'm pretty sure it's on Hulu.
Oh, well, fuck it. I don't have Hulu yet.
I I don't really feel there's a point to Hulu myself, but
I don't watch a lot of like mainline TV anymore, so
mhm.
I watch anime because I'm of a higher
Oh yeah, you're a higher standard.
consciousness. Yeah, I'm a higher
Mm.
watch One Piece. Which, by the way,
Yes.
my God, I'm having a blast. I'm going back through my kick. I'm back on my kick again, just swinging through it like with a fucking machete. Like I'm gonna get through this. Like, because I mean, that's how I have to. That's how I almost feel like I have to approach it. Because like, if I don't take a break, I will wear out after a
Mhm.
certain point. So I do take like a month break usually, if not longer. Q4 is usually my break time, anyways, from like watching stuff because I'm like, I am too busy. So like January, I get back into a routine of doing stuff and I'm back into watching One Piece. So like that was yesterday before streaming while I was cooking up the accidentally made sweet chili
Mhm.
meatballs that were supposed to be sweet and sour meatballs. But I
I mean,
bought the wrong sauce.
still
Oh, it's
sounds
still good.
delicious.
Oh, it's still fucking good. It's essentially the exact same thing.
Mhm.
Pour sauce, peppers, onions, pineapples, meatballs.
Great.
Still, it's legitimately the same exact thing. You just switch out sweet and sour sauce for sweet chili sauce. You got your recipe, and I'm like, damn, this is actually pretty fucking good. So I had that made, but like I was watching One Piece the entire time. In between, I watched One Piece up to a point until Steven texted me, and I was like, oh yeah, I need to watch the movies. Watch the two movies, which are quick movies.
Oh yeah, they're hour and a half
This movie is
each.
an hour and a half, right? Like hour 20 minutes.
Mhm.
Um, so not exactly like he told me I'm like, oh God, when am I gonna do this? It was more of a, oh, all right, yeah, I need to do this. And just watched it real quick. And as soon as it ended, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna watch something better now. That is my personal opinion that this movie interrupted me watching stuff I enjoyed, I guess. Because like when we talk about it, I do enjoy the Simpsons movie.
Mhm.
Um this one, I guess part of my problem too is just like there's not really a coherent plot. Um and the characters feel stagnant throughout the episode. Like there's development, but there's not development, if that
Mhm.
makes sense.
Like nobody really learns anything at all. There's no
Nope.
gratification for anything, so there's no character development really. I would argue that there is a cohesive story, only but it's not necessarily one story. It's so many different small stories thrown together so they could drag it out into an hour and a half.
Which isn't a cohesive story to me.
It makes sense. As long as it
It's like,
makes sense, it's cohesive.
no, that's bullshit. Fuck you, Mr. Bitch at Infinity War for having multiple plot lines.
No, I understand.
I will counter you with that, sir.
You've got me
You're
there.
not gonna give fucking South Park a fucking pass when you went on Infinity War for that. Fucking hell. I will not stand for this.
I mean, Infinity War is like an hour and a half, 3.5 hours long.
No, it's not. It's like two something.
I'm kidding, honestly. Oh, Dev,
Um,
you want your popcorn kernels?
yeah, give me my fucking popcorn.
Yeah, you got your
kernels.
10 popcorn kernels. How many are you gonna
I'm
give
giving
to
it a
South Park?
4.5.
A 4.5.
Yep.
Oh, lowest score of the year.
No, I gave Wonder Woman the same score.
Still technically the lowest.
Oh, well, yeah. I guess so. It's tied for the lowest. Which, I mean, does that say something about how I felt about Wonder Woman 1984? Probably.
Probably. Oh man. Oh. We'll talk about stuff in news when it comes to Wonder Woman 1984.
All right, what are you giving it?
I am giving it a solid 5.
Oh, wow. All right. So
Yeah.
5 overall.
Yeah, it's an average movie. It exists, man.
Fair enough.
So yeah, let's move on. Let's talk about another movie. Some might argue a better put together movie.
Oh, 100%. Called The Simpsons Movie. Released July 27th, 2007, with a budget of 75 million. Opening US made 74 million. Gross US 183 million. But boy, did it pull in numbers worldwide at 536 million. That's a lot of money worldwide.
Absolutely.
I forget how much I really do enjoy this movie.
Yeah, this one I had a good time with. I thought it was very well put together. And honestly, I think my favorite part is their use of digital animation in this film. 100%. They
Yeah.
used their traditional style animation and then just bumped it up to 11 with the digital elements that they used to throw it in there. And it really added to the set pieces and the story that they told. And I thought that it was a better, when it comes to comedy, a lot better. Like,
Oh
it's not
yeah.
nearly as aged. I mean, there's what? It was 8 years of difference here. And
The aging is the fact that Green Day is relevant still.
yeah, that is maybe,
Which,
that's
but
it.
it's still great if you know who Green Day is.
Yeah.
Which my ass was like, oh yeah, fucking Green Day's in the beginning of this movie.
Da, 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 da. Yeah. Yeah, I
Oh,
enjoyed that. You know, when
oh yeah.
I saw that movie in theaters, this movie in theaters, and at the time, I was like, why are they relevant? But they were relevant. I just didn't realize it myself as a kid who didn't listen to Green Day.
Sup.
Well.
2007. That was sixth grade. I wasn't quite in my punk rock phase yet. My punk rock phase would have started like I think eighth grade, eighth, ninth.
Okay.
So this would have been seventh grade for '07. So I had a couple years before I was really listening to them. But I had started into it because I'd started listening to like Linkin Park and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So
I was definitely
I was
listening to
beginning
Linkin
of my
Park.
alt. I was beginning my alt like self, with a little bit of rap in there with
Mhm.
like Eminem and stuff. So
Definitely never got into rap, but that's just me.
it's good music. Man, this movie is just really well put together. There's nothing left on the floor, in my opinion. Like jokes that could be like the jokes in this are genuinely funny too. Like,
I would agree with that. Like, and none of them really feel aged. Like, I mean, before I said aged, like, as in, like, they felt out of place in modern society. But I mean, like, they don't feel aged like they aged this film. Like,
no,
none of them really feel like, oh, let me make a call on my pager. Ha 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 ha.
no, like
It all just kind of.
genuinely, the one scene that I thought would have aged this movie, I actually misremembered because there's this scene on the train where something hears something.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was through an old cell phone,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not. And I was like, oh, that's a way to prevent this from aging. Because this was 2007. This is right during the beginning of the iPhone era.
Mm-hmm.
Um, right at the beginning of the smartphone era. Because like what? I still had a Nokia at the time. My first phone. Like I was still playing Snake on that. Doing T9 texting. If you don't know what T9 texting, look it up.
You're lucky.
Man, fucking T9. um, but like none of the jokes, like this could be a modern movie of The Simpsons.
I'd say yeah, for the most part.
Because there's nothing that like is out of place that isn't already Simpsons enough that isn't like aged because of it. If that makes sense. Like because like there's no modern elements or past elements that make it what it is. It's The Simpsons, and that's why it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
It
Okay, that
doesn't
makes
need
sense.
because like imagine a Family Guy movie made in 2007.
Mm-hmm.
It would not hold up.
Like, I would think most recently, the only thing that could stand close to this is maybe the Family Guy and Simpsons crossover, which is an hour-long episode. But even then, I don't feel like that, like you said, doesn't match up. Like, it's
I think
funny.
yeah.
I've watched it again recently as well because I thought I wanted, nostalgia hits.
Just I guess for me, like it's just it doesn't age. Like this like everything that's relevant in it is still relevant because like Tom Hanks is in this briefly, but he's in this. And at least until Tom Hanks like years from now passes,
Mhm.
that's still relevant because it's fucking Tom Hanks. Everyone knows who Tom Hanks is.
Mhm. I- I especially love his mid-credit scene. Oh, it's
Yeah.
great.
I love the opening of this movie as well. Why are we watching this? You asked me. They're all. You're all a bunch of suckers when we could be watching this at home on TV.
For free.
Especially
Yeah, the fourth wall
you.
break.
And then it comes up. The Simpsons
Movie on the
movie.
big screen.
And then it starts, and it's like that is how you open, because like the movie starts with a different movie because it's in canon, and like it works. It just genuinely works. Draws you in. It makes fun of you at the start, and then it just has comedy the rest of the way through. Like it's genuinely funny. Like I forget how genuinely funny this movie is. And I mean, it caused the creation of fucking Peter Porker. This movie is why Peter Porker is a thing.
Spider Pig.
Like Spider-Verse existed, but Peter Porker didn't exist until this movie. And then you wonder how we found out Peter Porker exists? Because like Madam Web had a fucking bunch of screens. One of them had Spider Pig on it, and we're like, wait, Spider Pig is now canon? And then he's now a mainline. He's in a fucking Spider-Verse movie. We wouldn't have Peter Porker in Spider-Verse, and arguably one of the greatest movies ever, if it wasn't for the Simpsons movie. Think about that.
Oh, the Simpsons movie. What have you done?
I mean, but genuinely, it works, and it deserves to be the reason why we have such genuinely loved characters like that now. Like, how could, like, no way could that joke have, like, would anyone have thought that that joke would have done that?
I mean, what we need now is for J.K. Rowling to make a Harry Plopper series.
No, we don't need J.K. Rowling to do anything except just fucking buy a cabin in the woods and disappear, please. But like, I don't know. This movie is just, it's good.
It's good. I agree with you 100%. I like it. It was funny.
I don't know what word even to dissect, because it's just it's beautifully animated. Like genuinely beautifully animated. Because could you imagine if the show was this well animated?
Oh, it'd be so much better to watch.
Even if it wasn't that good, it'd just be good to watch. Like
But-
this is like Funimation fights or Toei Animation fights level of animation. We know Toei likes their fights being like well animated.
Absolutely.
Oh, they love their shonen fights being like well animated. So like this is a Simpsons version of that. Essentially, that's this is like how when we get there, this is like how like the contrast between the show and this is similar to, in my opinion, to when like Super to Broly. When we get there later this month. And it's really cool seeing some really good, we're going to see some good animation this month, because we saw this and we have that later. Like this is, I forgot how good this is animated. Like genuinely, it's so beautiful. It's crisp. Like it's fucking 13, almost 14 years old now, and it still so holds up.
I especially love how some of the jokes still hold up too. Like,
oh yeah,
who would have thought the Smithers joke about the who would you know the rich white man's in charge?
did you really think that would be irrelevant? If anything, has become more timely.
Yeah, sad.
Yeah,
Oh, perfect.
Like that joke was made. I'm like, oh wow, that joke has become more relevant somehow.
Reach
Not
into
somehow,
your
we know
heart.
how, but yeah,
Sadly.
reach into your heart and see.
Okay. Let's see. I'm trying to think. Is there anything we want to talk about specifically? Like, thinking about this here. Like, the voice acting's great in this movie. There's really nothing I complain about. Nobody.
Yeah, I mean they've been doing the roles for how long, so they just knew what they were doing.
Yeah, this movie was something that was long in coming, And one of the things I like most about this movie is that it pays off from jokes from the TV show, but it doesn't like it doesn't feel fan servicey, you know? Like in South Park when they did the payoff for some of their jokes, it felt really like, haha, remember when we did this in the show? Yeah. Yeah. And in this, they make references to things that are just perfect, that are funny, that really work out to me, that I really enjoy. And then they also make new things. Like the gift that you posted,
Uh huh.
the rock and the hard place thing. Perfect.
That is arguably one of the best jokes in the movie.
And it's a visual gag. They
Oh
show,
yeah,
they don't tell. Hooray.
100%. It is, but like that fucking like entire like scene of just like that entire scene, how it like starts with the ding, probably a moth, and like, and it swings back, and it just, it's too good. It's genuinely one of the best jokes in the movie.
Mhm.
Um, it just, man, it just works. This movie just works.
It does. It all comes together in its own little nice way. And I think that honestly has a lot to do just with the writers. Um, Mainly, I have to give. I don't know. It says here the main writer for this was James L. Brooks on IMDb. But honestly, I just think Matt Groening. I appreciate him. He's great. He's funny. He should do more work that's not television based. I would watch it.
Yeah,
100%. I don't like. I haven't watched Disenchanted, but it's got 4
I've heard
seasons
mixed
now. I
things
think,
about it.
right?
I've heard mixed things. Like some seasons are better than others. I haven't gotten into it yet, but I mean, like the dude is like Futurama is on his like list of things he's done,
Mhm.
like, and The Simpsons for like ever. Um,
Simpsons since '89.
I mean, like, it's just God. That show's been around that long.
I think if I'm reading this right here, the next episode's going to be episode 700.
Oh, that's
No, wait, sorry. No, I'm sorry. I misread that. Episode 700 is coming out in March.
oh wow. Damn. God, that's like that. God damn. You ever get a show for 700 episodes, like that's still relevant enough to hit that fucking mark? Like Jesus, like holy crap. Oh, like it's just this movie just I just the jokes land so much. The like comedy is funny, the voice acting is great, the animation is stunning. Like I don't know how else to put it.
In that case, should we popcorn it up?
Yeah, let's popcorn it. This is gonna be a shorter episode just because the movies are shorter too, by the way.
What? No.
Not
No.
intentionally so, but like there is just less to talk about. All
Yeah, a little bit.
right. I give you your popcorns.
Me, I enjoyed this movie. It was funny. It was good. I give it a nice solid 7.5.
Oops.
Muted yourself, yeah.
Yeah, I know. Give me a second.
Bro.
I thought you would give it a little bit more, but it still puts the score at an 8. Because my
Stop.
score is an 8.
I'm a loose cannon, Dev.
I know. I just, I was like 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8. I was gambling a little bit myself. Puts it at an 8 overall.
Oh man, I can't wait for when we're famous enough to have people bet on us.
It's not.
Encourage all the addicts, bet on this.
Oh, all right. Well, that was the show, everybody. Bye. Now, you ready?
Yep, hit the buttons.
Let's get ready to spoiler! Oh, what a day! What a lovely day! It's been a minute, so
Oh, yeah.
occasionally it's there still, just so you know.
One of the best parts of the trailer. I I actually, after getting the new 4K TV that we have here, that was like the first movie I watched. I was like,
I'm
okay,
not surprised.
yeah. I was like, I gotta throw on Mad Max Fury Road. Are you fucking kidding me? Oh, it was such a good movie
Is
to
that on
watch
HBO
again.
Max?
Hmm?
Is that on Max?
No, we actually just own it.
Oh, well, fair.
Yeah, but and I'm excited because towards the end of the month it's gonna take for fucking ever. But at the end of the month I get Lord of the Rings the trilogy in 4K, and I'm gonna
Let me
watch
know how
all
it
of it.
looks. Let me know how it looks.
Oh, I will. I didn't get the Hobbit. I was like, fuck that shit. Don't need it.
We already own it, okay? We own it on the fucking Har Har YouTube account, all right? It's there. You can watch it whenever.
True, but it's not in
It's,
4K.
right? It should be, right? They should just be like, hey, you own it on this, just 4K it, whatever.
Nope, you bought it in HD. It'll only ever be in HD.
Whatever, who cares? No one wants to see those movies.
That's true. That's why I didn't buy it. All right, so let's talk about this movie again. Simpson Z, Bad Boy Baby. Main things I want to talk about, some of the jokes that I thought were my favorites, as well as how the story progressed. Because this movie starts out with, like you said, the little cutaway gag with us being told that we're all losers for coming to watch this film, which funny. Great thing it
Oh,
was
it's
free.
great.
Mm-hmm. Super happy it was free for me because I wasn't as much as a sucker.
Did you not see this in theaters?
No, I did.
Yeah, exactly. You're a sucker. You're more of a sucker than I was.
Shush.
I
But
didn't know, oh, no, because I just didn't go to the movies a lot at that time. But I do remember the first episode of The Simpsons that happened after this.
mhm.
The entire it's one of the few times that like something like a previous episode actually like affected things because like the entire town is still destroyed. So like they do the intro.
Mhm.
I wonder if I can find it.
I was about to say I don't think I've actually seen that episode.
Let me see. First episode. First. After the Simpsons movie intro. Let me see if I can find it because it's different. Yeah, here we go. Copy. Let me send this to you.
Where are you gonna send it through?
Oh, right. You can't access Discord right
If you do
now.
Twitter.
I know. I need to fucking find you now. Fuck, I'll type your name in. Fuck it. Shriekoff. There you go. But this is the first intro after the movie. And like it genuinely shows that like things affected the outcome of things. And I love it. Like I genuinely love that.
Nice. Let's see. All right.
Let me know when you're gonna start it.
Oh, I'm not gonna play it with music. That because I don't want to
That's
get
fair.
copyright ID'd, but I'm gonna start it in 3, 2, 1, now. So yeah.
The Simpsons.
And, we'll not wait 20 years to make another movie. All right. Well, it's been 13. Okay. Yeah. Springfield's still destroyed.
There's glass everywhere.
The one-eyed squirrel. That's everywhere. Yeah. Boob lady. She's the one I want to talk to. Talk to you about. Crap silo.
Whatever a spider pig does.
Very nice. Had no
Right?
idea.
Like it genuinely affected. Like I think that's great. I think that's great. Honestly. But I remember seeing that and I was like, wow, that's genuinely funny.
Mhm.
Um
The Simpsons does some really clever things. Like, or I mean, just Matt Groening in general, because I remember I don't know if it's 100% true, but the way I remember it being for when they ended Futurama is they did their whole like, once we go through this, we reset everything, and they go through everything flashes to white, and then without any credits, nothing, they start their very first episode again from. And I was like, but you put that, and then it blew my mind as a child.
Yeah.
So they do
No.
really clever stuff when it comes to their TV show and things that they make.
Oh yeah.
Match. Yeah. But yeah.
Oh. I mean, it's just good. This is just good.
Yeah, this was a funny movie. Things I want to talk about, like I said, moving on from there. Um, Plot moves on where the sinkhole needs to be plugged up, and Homer doesn't do it. Thank goodness he does it, because if he did, then he'd have no way of escaping. Convenient sinkhole, kind of
Yeah.
funny. Do you know if there was a sinkhole before this movie?
Nope.
No? Okay. I'm gonna assume there wasn't and just be mad at it, okay? Now that I can't,
Why?
I can't change my rating. And I like
All right,
being
fair.
angry at movies.
Whatever. Fine.
Let's see. One thing that I kind of find unfortunate too is the characters that show up only once and never show up again, like Colin, or Lisa's boyfriend, who is so important to her and is not in the show.
Yeah, he doesn't really show up again.
No. So it's kind of disappointing a little bit. I think it would have been interesting. Like, even have him for like a season, maybe, or at least 6 episodes. Do something with him before you have to ship him off.
Yeah, that would have been a good idea.
Mm-hmm. Um, Character that I find the most convenient and out of nowhere though is I think she's literally called Boob Lady. I don't have IMDb up open for that anymore,
Let me get there.
but it's what Homer calls her. Boob
Um,
Lady. Thank you, Boob Lady.
trying to see who played. Uh, I don't know. I can't see it. No, it's Medicine Woman,
Medicine Woman. Okay, that's more
played by
PC.
Tess McLean. McNeil, McNeely, maybe McNeely. I don't know, dude.
No
We all
idea.
know
I'm
I'm
not
bad at
looking at it.
names. We all know I'm bad at names. Let's just move on. Um, no, I think this movie's just too good. Like, it's weird. Like, for being a movie that's based off of a TV show, it absolutely has zero business being as good as it is.
I kind of
Like,
felt
genuinely.
like it was good and funny, but I also kind of felt like this movie was a little bit more of just like a better version of one of their normal TV shows.
I agree, which is what you want it to be.
Mm-hmm. But I don't think it's like super amazing. Like,
I think for what it's like, okay, for being based off the fucking Simpsons,
mm-hmm. The longest running comedy series of all time, cartoon of all time. Sorry.
it's genuinely a gem. Like, the fact that this came out 13 years ago and it's still holding up is remarkable, in my opinion. Because, like, there's not a lot of movies from that era that can say that. Because it was, I don't know, like, when we were in the sequel hell that we were in, like, what we were at, like, Austin Powers, what, 3, 4? We were, yeah, this was during reboot era too. Like, remember, we were in the reboot
Mm-hmm.
era of movies. Like, we had, like, they remade the Bad News Bears. Why?
Oh yeah.
not exactly it's an awful thing because they did get Billy D. Williams to be in it,
Mhm.
but and I mean, it's a true remake in my opinion, but why do it? I don't know. It's just one of those things that like it was from an era that had no business being this good. It's like what the year after is when we started to get like into like another good era of movies because like companies were able to start pumping money into other projects because that was the start of Marvel. Um, Marvel started in. Oh, okay. Actually, the best joke in this movie
Okay.
because it's aged so beautifully is Bart when he puts the bra on his head.
Mhm.
That joke has aged so finely.
I don't think
Like
it's aged well, actually, because they were making fun of Disney and now they're owned by Disney.
that's why it's so funny now.
It's like it's
That
ironic.
is that's why it makes it so funny to me. Is that like I watched this on Disney Plus, and
Mhm.
I forgot that that joke was in this. But fucking who knew? Fucking 13 years later that they would be owned by Disney.
They're
Final
like,
mascot
oh,
for
you're gonna make fun
Corporation
of us
Entertainment
now, huh?
World.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it was. Like they use the facade of they know they own the X-Men and the Fantastic Four, so we would like to have the rights to those movies. So we might buy 20th Century Fox Studios. But in reality, it was so they can own the Simpsons for
Mhm.
one joke they made.
Mhm. Absolutely. Can't let it rest.
Dude, genuinely, I wouldn't put it past the mouse.
They thought out Walt Disney and was like, "Sir, what should we do?" It's like, control
And
do
rethought
it.
him. Do it. Because I mean, like, what the fuck? That joke popped up, and I'm like, oh yeah, and that's even funnier now. Because you're owned by them now, Bart.
Mhm.
Which makes that whole, which because I forgot about this joke. That makes the Disney Plus commercial with the Simpsons in it, where he walks out in the mouse costume, even funnier.
Mhm.
I'm not doing this. Like, it adds levels, man. And I'm like, oh, there aren't movies that could age that well. And then there's this, where some of the jokes become better or funnier or more relevant. Somehow the fucking Simpsons movie did it.
I mean, The Simpsons did it. The joke in South Park. The Simpsons did it. Not in this
It's true.
movie, but still, Simpsons have made fun of everything.
True.
Okay. Anything else we want to talk about in this movie before
I'm
hopping in the
good. Let's
news?
move on to news.
All right, we're moving on. Press the button. Oh, we flatlined there for a second. All right, sir. Oh, friend of mine. So, you know how you like to say I pull up news that's completely irrelevant to us?
Yeah.
Well, I've done it again. Let's talk
I
about
hate
Sex
you.
in the City. I'm just kidding.
I don't want to.
We're not going to talk about it. I just pulled it up because I wanted to make a joke about it. Um, yeah,
Ugh.
apparently there's news with that. We're not going to talk about it. That's not important to
Thank you.
us.
There's absolutely nothing we could add to that.
Mhm. There's a couple things I want to talk about though. So you talked about Wonder Woman earlier, and
Uh huh.
wanted me to talk about Rotten Tomatoes and Wonder Woman's score, and now how it's officially rotten. It is no longer certified fresh.
Oh,
And I thought that
that
was,
happens.
yeah, I thought it was kind of funny. I was like, it took 3 weeks.
Oh. It's just gonna add to the fucking DC fanboys fucking fire of Rotten Tomatoes is owned by Disney. This is the Marvel movies doing too well.
No, this one
I'm
is just not a
sorry.
good movie.
DC just needs to make better movies.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know what else to say to that because I hate it. I hate the argument of like, Well, the DC movies are actually kind of good. So,
I mean,
you know,
Superman. Have you seen it? I hear that
I
one.
fucking yeah, Superman the movie from with Christopher Reeves. Yeah, that's a great movie. Man of Steel is trash compared to it. Man of Steel is trash compared to Superman Returns. There, I said it.
Ooh.
I know that is a take, but I'll stand by that.
Yeah, I'll let you stand by that. I'm not gonna stand there. You're on your own on that one. I mean, someone
better
will agree with
superhero.
you.
This is a better Superman movie than Man of Steel. Man of Steel might be a quote unquote better movie, but not a better Superman movie. There's a difference. That's why our critical friend here did not enjoyed Man of Steel more because he doesn't understand the heart of Superman.
I saw the thing you sent me critiquing me as my
I know.
critiquing me.
Oh no,
I
that part was especially for you.
was like, oh, you dick.
Listen,
Like
sorry.
sometimes you send me
But the
something.
rest of the movie, I gotta say, we agree on everything else in that video. It's just that part in particular. I'm like, hey, this is what I was trying to get across.
I just thought it was
Send
kind of funny. It was literally like I was sitting there. Why? There's a lot of times you'll send me something, and I'm like, "This is when Dev thought about me." Right here.
Occasionally, yeah, well, yeah. There's some of those, or there's some of those where you genuinely are gonna enjoy it because it's trashing it so much, like we did, like Curse of La Llorona.
That was such. Woo.
um, but like, I don't know, DC just make better fucking movies. That's why you're not certified fresh. Like, what the fuck are they batting at this point? It's so bad. Like looking at our fucking list, like Shazam, Wonder Woman, Birds of Prey, and the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn, Man of Steel, Aquaman, Wonder Woman 1984, Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice, Ultimate Cut, Justice League, Suicide Squad. Um, that list I feel like is a solid list. There's a couple moves that I feel like some people could make. Like if you enjoyed Aquaman, putting Aquaman higher, moving Man of Steel lower. Personally, I would. That's me personally.
I
This
was
is a
about to say you
combined
bring it
list.
up enough times, I just leave it there out of bitter, like out of
I know.
yeah.
Some people might put Batman v Superman above Wonder Woman 1984. But like, it's just it like the tier list of these movies compared to like when we watched the Marvel movies for our ultimate list of that. Like, dude, like we'll just compare the top 9 Marvel movies real quick. Or no, I'll do the bottom 9. I'll do the bottom 9. Thor Dark World, Incredible Hulk, Thor, Iron Man 2, Iron Man 3, 4, 5, Age of Ultron, Captain America First Avenger, Captain Marvel, Ant-Man.
Yeah, bottom 9, I would 100% watch Ant-Man over all of the DC films.
I would watch Thor Dark World, maybe. It's bored. It's
That's
a little
about to say
boring.
that
Maybe.
one. I would probably watch
Shazam, Wonder
Aquaman
Woman,
over
Birds of
that.
Prey. Well, I'd probably watch Aquaman too. I want like I guess for me because like my personal list is like if you flip Man of Steel and Aquaman on
Mm.
our list, I'm more comfortable with that because like that is how I would split that list. Is like the 4 top for me, like Shazam, Wonder Woman, Birds of Prey, and Aquaman, and then everything else. I'd rather watch other movies other than that. Like the other movies have some cool moments, but like overall, I don't like. While like I enjoyed Birds of Prey, I enjoyed Aquaman for its stupidness. I enjoyed most of Wonder Woman. I still don't really care for the third act, and Shazam was a hoot the entire time. Um, a hoot. Um, but like honestly, the only like even the bottom 9, I would way rather watch Incredible Hulk, Thor, Iron Man 2, Iron Man 3, Age of Ultron, Captain America the First Avenger a million times,
Oh yeah.
Captain Marvel, or Ant-Man more than most of the DC movies. If not all of the DC movies.
Yeah.
Because Incredible Hulk has an awesome fight in it, and some really great moments. Thor, the first movie, has some fun moments in it, and some fun comedy moments occasionally. It's a little dull, but it's not the worst. Iron Man 2 has some great fucking action moments, despite not being a great movie. Iron Man 3 has the fucking suit moment. Like, come on. Like, nothing DC has done has compared to anything from just those alone, in my opinion. Because it doesn't even have the heart. Like, at least all these movies have some fucking heart to them. I don't know. It's just these movies just aren't enjoyable enough, I guess. I don't know. I wish they were more. Genuinely. I genuinely wish they were more because like I don't want DC movies to be considered bad.
But they
Because
kind
I
of are.
like they are. They just are. It sucks. It's not what I would like. And everyone betting on the fucking Snyderverse to or the fucking Snyder cut to save it. I'm like, you guys are betting on the wrong fucking horse.
Yeah, there's no saving
I'm
DC with this.
mind you, I still want to see the Snyder cut because I do want to see what he originally had planned.
Apparently, there's going to be a Blu-ray release of the Snyder Cut, like
Yes,
a
there
physical
is.
release, like 3 months later, and it's like, why?
Because why not? Money.
Yeah,
People are gonna buy it. Um, there are going to be the Snyder cut elitists who are going to be like, yes, I'll buy this.
it's the only
Um,
version of the film that exists.
uh, yeah, I had a discussion with my friend on that one. Did I ever tell you about that argument?
I don't think so.
He's like, the Justice League never happened. Like, there was never a Justice League movie. I was like, yes, there was. And we started getting a yelling match to the point where my only argument I needed to make was, what was released this year? What was released this year? What was released this year? And eventually, Justice League. I'm like, there, you said it. It was released. It happened.
That's funny. Uh, that's funny. I enjoy that. So,
I had to yell about it because I was like, what released in 2017? What released in 2017?
it happened.
What released in 2017? Justice League.
Okay.
So, yeah, I don't know. Like, man, I'm not surprised Wonder Woman became uncertified fresh. I mean, it was gonna like, hey, you got the people who are good. It's gonna hate on it because they're gonna hate on it, like they did with like Black Panther and stuff like that. Because people hate it when
Hating on Captain Marvel because she's a woman.
yeah, stuff like that. That happens because people suck.
Yes.
But also, like, not to like, I would rather watch Captain Marvel than this.
So would I.
And we were a little critical on that. I mean, it's towards the lower end of our things.
Yeah. We thought it was what, like middle to upper end of Phase 2 and the Phase 3 era.
Yeah. When Phase 3 was like a different bar, that was like Phase 2-ish, Phase 3 maybe, or phase like high Phase 1, mid Phase 2 area.
Okay.
Because like yeah, like that's where we because like you can kind of cut this up like where we have it, like because you can cut it up by because there's 23 movies. You can only almost cut this up by like eights. So you have like your top 8, which was Endgame, Civil War, Infinity War, Ragnarok, Spider-Man, Far From Home, Black Panther, Homecoming, Doctor Strange, which was our top 8. That would be our higher tiers, right? Then you had our.
We
Yeah,
stretched
go
this
ahead.
out a lot longer than I thought we were. I have a
Yeah,
lot more
well, we
news.
needed to hit like an hour.
I've got a lot more news.
Okay, well, I'll finish this up quickly. We had our middle tier, which was Guardians Volume 2, Winter Soldier, Guardians, Iron Man, Avengers, Ant-Man and Wasp, Ant-Man, Captain Marvel, Captain America for oh no, the Captain Marvel ended that. And then we had our bottom of the list, which was Captain America First Avenger, Age of Ultron, Iron Man 3, Iron Man 2, Thor, Incredible Hulk, and Thor Dark World. But like you can see the tiers to it, which some of it we argued on for a while. I still think First Avenger should be higher, but I also know you think the Guardians of the Galaxy should be higher.
We'll have to watch all these movies all over again and redo the list.
I mean, at some point, why not? Right when we hit the 24, we can do whenever fucking Black Widow comes out.
I'm just imagining sitting here watching all of these movies again, just like,
It's way
Oh,
longer now too, with Endgame in there and
yes.
fucking
It's an
Far
extra
From Home.
6 hours.
Because we made this list for fucking Infinity War, didn't we? And we've just added to it. Oh my god, that list is gonna get so fucking huge.
Because
God.
Disney owns everything.
Yeah, pretty much. All
Yeah.
right, on to other
Yeah.
news.
Let's start talking about something that Disney doesn't own. Let's talk about a Sony owned property, Morbius.
Got pushed again.
Yep. So it was coming out March 19th. Now it is being pushed back until October 8th, which
Hey,
fits better.
works better. Yes.
100%. What they should have done from the beginning is kept it in an October timeline. I mean, it's a movie about a vampire, man.
Well, yeah. Are you a little disappointed that it got pushed?
Kind of. Morbius is actually one of the only comic books I've ever read. Like, he
Yep,
had his
I know.
own line. Yeah. So,
And I know why, but
yeah. That's the only reason why, though. Like, I had that phase, and I was like, why not? I'll read it. It's there. And I'm not saying, like, he's one of my favorite comics. That's definitely not. So I'm not super disappointed. Like, the thing that I'm worried about is it's going to end up like New Mutants, where we wait for 4 years, 3 years, and then it's just a subpar film.
Yeah, that is a legitimate fear right now with how COVID has treated things.
So yeah, a little worried, but at the same time, it'll be fine. The movie's pretty much done. That's why they released the trailer, right?
I mean, yeah. I'm still really interested to see how they worked Michael Keaton into it.
I'm interested to see what Jared Leto is like,
True.
especially if he's also coming back as the Joker.
Entirely possible, actually.
Playing both characters. Ooh. Same movie.
I mean,
Ooh.
no. Get out of here.
Fine. All right.
Next
Bit of news. Let's talk about some good news. MCU. Kevin Feige has confirmed that Deadpool 3 is in the works.
And it's in the MCU.
Yes, it's a part of the MCU. It's awesome. Great news to hear. The one sad news about it is they're not going to start working on it until sometime next year.
That's fine.
But yeah.
It might be a phase 5-5er, which, by the way, fucking like, what, we have 4 days until WandaVision.
We need some more news.
Oh, sorry.
It's
My
okay.
bad. Listen, I'm excited, okay? It's the first new, like, this is the first of phase 4. We went an entire year without new Marvel.
Thank
It's
God.
been over a year. Like, I'm so excited, man. This is the most excited I've been to get back into Marvel, because what a fucking, like, awesome, like, in a weird way, like, it does kind of work to hype up Marvel some more, that everything happened, because, like, not that I wasn't wanting to see Black Widow, but, like, now waiting an entire year, I'm like thirsty for it. I'm like, bro, DC ain't giving me the sustenance I need.
And the Oasis
Marvel,
is just over there.
I need some good superhero fucking stuff. Come on,
Yeah.
bring it to me.
Yeah, it comes out on the 15th. It's the first episode, debuts on the 15th.
Oh, it's the first of phase 4, and it's when we're starting the phase of Marvel that is going into multiverse stuff, with the fact that we have Doctor Strange, we have WandaVision and Loki, and maybe Spider-Man still in the air. Who knows? Potentially. It's gonna be the start of the weird world of Marvel that we're gonna be in now. Does kind of suck that Doctor Strange isn't gonna come out during this, like they had originally planned with the timeline. But they'll Marvel's good at editing things to work. They would not have made it this far if they hadn't been. If Kevin Feige wasn't able to be like, all right, so that's not gonna work like we had planned.
Yeah, I mean, he's in charge of all of freaking Marvel, not just Marvel Cinematic Universe. He is in charge of Marvel.
He's in charge of Marvel.
Yeah, like comic books and everything, man. He's got a plan. He's got it figured out.
He does, dude. Well, he knows how to market really well with the comics too. Like, Genuinely, he'll push out like they're releasing the Eternals, like all 100 Eternals, like a comic book about all of them, all 100 of them, and before the movie comes out. Like that's smart because like not everyone knows who the Eternals are. So I'm like, oh well, shit, that's as well played. People are gonna people know the names and because it's associated with the MCU, so now they're gonna check that out. So you know, it's just I can't fucking wait to get into Phase 4, man. It's a dry spell, and we're almost out of it. I can't wait. Because when did Spider Man Far From Home come out? That was 2019. That was legitimately. It's been over a year. Holy shit! I hadn't really thought about that because I came out in like because what Avengers came out last week of April, right? And that came out in June, I think.
Something like that, yeah.
Holy
I mean, we
shit.
could Google it real fast.
I have IMDb up, actually.
Spider-Man. What did
Far
I see?
From Home. July 2nd. Wow, holy shit. I didn't realize how long it's been since we had like legitimate superhero stuff. Oh, and not to say like Birds of Prey wasn't like good. It's just
if we give it a couple more months, and there have been 2 years without any superhero stuff.
Again, not to say that Birds of Prey wasn't
Good superhero
adjacent,
stuff,
but it was different. It wasn't it's not
Birds
Marvel
of Prey
superhero
was
stuff.
Anti-hero stuff. Gosh.
Well, it's not exactly like it's not giant action set pieces, crazy plots and stuff like that.
You mean the Clown House with the mediocre fight scene wasn't super crazy?
That wasn't a mediocre fight scene. That was an enjoyable fight scene. Thank you very much.
Okay. It was okay.
All right, whatever. Move on.
But there's more that I want to talk about with WandaVision too. So, other than the fact that it comes out in 4 days, there was an interview with Paul Bettany via Games Radar, and he's talking about VFX shots in WandaVision. So he has gone out and openly said that there are more VFX shots in WandaVision than there is in Endgame. So people tried to break that down. If the MCU had if Endgame had approximately 2,496 VFX shots, which is a number that apparently they were given some time ago during interviews about Endgame. So there's that. And then they're talking about other things like Inception has 500 VFX shots in the movie Tenet, which we haven't seen. At least I haven't seen. I don't know if you have or not.
I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, that one has 300 VFX shots. So it has more than 2,500 VFX shots essentially, and people are using that to like try to calculate the amount of runtime that we'll have for WandaVision, and they're thinking that it's going to run at about 4.5 hours long total.
It's gonna be longer than that.
Yeah, I'm hoping so. Because it's
Disney
saying
Plus
here that there
what?
are. It says here that there are going to be a total of 9 episodes.
Yeah.
And the first 3 episodes are 30 minutes long. So that's an hour and a half out. Yeah.
Huh. I expected that to be longer.
Apparently not.
But you know what? It might be establishing like they might be 30 minutes to establish like the weird world.
Mm-hmm.
And like the sitcom aspect.
Get to set up the the I Love Lucy world.
Yeah. Okay, that actually makes sense and would work. Because if we're watching them and it's like a laugh track comedy.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's what it's supposed to be, a sitcom. It's directed by a sitcom director.
It starts out like that.
Yeah.
Obviously, things are going to get weird. Oh, man, that's actually a really good setup. Huh. I'm even more intrigued hearing the runtime for the first 3 episodes now, just because I'm like, oh, I wonder how those episodes are legitimately going to be shot and stuff. Like, it's going to legitimately probably be a sitcom to start with, and then it's just going to get fucking weird. Oh, I can't wait. Oh, we're gonna have good superhero stuff again.
We are. So, last bit of news here.
Yes.
Good news. I'm gonna end on bad news.
God damn it.
Yeah. So, more delays have been announced. Can you guess which movies are included?
Um, Black Widow,
Yep.
Fast and Furious,
Yep. Fast 9. Yep.
James Bond.
Yep. It's almost like you have a list or something.
No, I don't. I'm just guessing off the top of my head. I'm not lying. Um, oh, Doom was already delayed towards the late end of this year, so I don't think that's on the delay list. And no, it's not because that's Warner Brothers. Um, let me think. Yeah, that's all I got offhand. When was Black Widow delayed to now?
Oh, let's see. Black
Oh, we're never gonna get fucking
Widow.
Marvel movies again.
It's put indefinitely right now. It looks like if I'm reading this.
I mean, that's probably the best plan at this point.
Yeah, because this article here from the playlist.net says that unless things make like a major uptick, that they're probably just going to delay movies again indefinitely. Um, it says here No Time to Die has been delayed until November of this year. But other movies that have been delayed include like the ones you said, Morbius, um, Time to Die, or Morbius is one I said earlier, sorry.
Yeah.
And Fast and Furious and Black Widow. But there's also apparently the live action Cinderella movie. There is going to be the Free Guy
Disney one.
Yeah, there's the Free Guy
Free
movie.
Guy. Dude, I keep forgetting about Free Guy.
Mm-hmm. There's Cruella, that her origin movie is being delayed. Apparently, Godzilla versus King Kong is being delayed as well.
Oh, I'm surprised that's getting delayed. I thought Warner Brothers would have stuck to their guns with the it's getting released on Max as well. That's one of theirs. Oh, curious. I was really hoping we would get that sooner on HBO Max because then we can review it. Because I was gonna go like, oh, this could be like crossover month or something, or crossover week or something. I don't know.
Mm. I could be wrong on this, or this article could be misinforming. But it's also saying that it could just some of these could be switching to a digital release instead of just to get them out there. Gotta get somebody paid for these movies.
Eventually.
Exactly. So, yeah. That's that. That news is done.
And now the news is done.
Kinda. Well, next week's
There's what?
next week's movies.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Which is an interesting week of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Which one will we decide is better?
That's a good question.
Oh, I think I know exactly which one we're gonna decide is better. Don't even fucking.
Obviously, it's Willy Wonka and the
Don't even fucking start with me.
Yeah, we're gonna do those two. I probably should have done Les Mis and something else, but whatever. I didn't.
I ain't gotta fight you on it.
I tried to pick something you might enjoy.
I mean, I can enjoy Les Mis. Do you think I'm fucking like? The fuck do you think I am, huh?
An uncultured swine.
That's the second week in a row we've made that joke.
I mean, you are totally 100% Spider Pig before he's turned into a Krusty Burger.
Uh-huh.
Yep, that's all I got.
All right.
Cool. All right. Anybody else? No chat? No. All right. It's cool. We'll see you guys next week. You're awesome. You're great. We appreciate you. Like, comment, subscribe.
Bye.
Bye. See you later. The Krusty Burger. Why would the Krusty Burger make hamburgers out of pork?
Oh, it's a pork burger.
Ham burger.
Shut up. End the show.